What's going on, guys? Welcome to today's video. Got a few things to do today. Still waiting on the clutch. Seems like a little update you got going on here. Hopefully it'll be here real soon. The MIG wire I ordered so I could weld in the rest of the rear diff should be here soon. So hopefully we can get that done. But today I'm going to work on a couple of different things I need to get done. So one of them is mounting the shifter for the K-Series. So I need to make a plate to bolt that into the car and then run the cables and then make a hole for all that to go through. And then also for my idle air control, I'm not using a stock Honda, I'm using an external style idle air. So what I got here is it's a Bosch idle air. I found you can get them off like E36 BMWs, the 318i's from like 91 to 95 ish, and just a simple 2-wire Bosch idle air control. So I'm gonna get this mounted up, get the wiring for it, and then get these big guys to where they need to go. So I'm gonna have to reduce those down. So I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna reduce those down and then get that in. So I think first I do want to start on that idle air. I think that'll be quick, get that in, and then we can move on to the part where I have to do some metal cutting and fabricating. So let's get that done, then we'll move on to the shifter, and then we'll see if we have anything else to do today. And yeah, so let's get going. Alright guys, so here's where I ended up mounting it. The idle air just right underneath here. And I know some people probably don't even run an idle air maybe. But on drive-by-wire it's all built into the throttle body, but this is just a mechanical, regular cable-driven throttle body, and I wanted to have an idle air. If I decide against it, I can always take it out, but this is where I decided to mount it, and this is actually the factory bracket off the BMW, and it fits in here really nicely. So what I'm going to end up doing is running this one right here to this guy right here for idle air. And to reduce this down, I'm actually going to be 3D printing a little reducer. And that's actually still printing right now. So when that's done, that'll get on there. And on this end, it just pulls in fresh air. I think normally it would just pull in fresh air from like the intake tube. But I'm just going to put one of those little like stubby filters on here. And that'll be good enough for this. So yeah. While I'm waiting for that to print so I can finish this up, I'm actually going to move on. And so I still need to put the intake air temperature sensor in. So what I have is a stock one off like a CRV or something that normally would just thread into the intake tube. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm just going to, since this intake manifold is just temporary, I think I'm just going to kind of drill and tap, have the sensor right in there, plugs right here, have enough room that if I end up moving it in the future that I've got room. But right here is gonna be good for now. Like I said, this intake manifold is just temporary. So I think I'm gonna do that while it's still printing, and then if that's still printing, then we'll move on to the shifter plate or whatever I need to get the shifter in for the K-Series. Alright guys, so as you saw, went ahead and got that tapped. Got that intake air temp sensor in there. And we're good to go on that. I'm going to go ahead and get this back on there. I'm going to go ahead and check on that 3D print and see if we can go ahead and finish up that idle air valve. There we go. Nice and simple. Plenty of room here for in case it moves or when the manifold moves. We'll have slack in the line or in the wiring for that. And then, oh yeah, we need to also pin this. It just uses like a almost an injector, or actually it is like an injector style clip that goes on here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this pigtail all wired up and then move on to the shifter plate for the K-Series shifter. Alright guys, so I went ahead and got this connector on here. This is like a temporary thing. I'm gonna go ahead and order a brand new connector so I can actually pin it. I found out to D-pin EV1 injectors are actually kind of difficult, and I don't have the proper D-pinning tool. So I'm going to go ahead and get a fresh connector, and then this will be actually up here and look much better. So this is just temporary. It's a little long, but it's fine. These, my little adapter for this is almost done, but I'm going to go ahead and move on to the shifter. So I went ahead and used some, I believe they call it some CAD, some cardboard aided drafting design. Here's what I came up with. Just a little template to sit in a car, and all my little spots that I need to drill out. So I'm gonna go ahead and trace this onto a piece of metal, cut it out, and get all my holes drilled, and then see how the shifter sits on here, and then how this is gonna bolt in the car. I left a little bit of room here, hopefully for a staging brake. So go ahead and get this cut out real quick and see how it fits. Alright guys, so went ahead and got my little adapter plate here cut out. A little heavy duty, but it'll work. Got all my holes drilled out. 4 of them are going to need to be probably drilled out a little bit more and tapped, or maybe they can be tapped where they're at. But the other 2 are just pass through, and those actually bolt into the car. So for the shifter to bolt it in, I still need to get these little rubber, I guess, isolators that go in here. I don't know where the ones I had for this one went. I'm gonna still look for them, but there's actually another one at the yard right now, and I can just go pull those ones. I might go do that. So until then I can't bolt this in, but I can at least get this plate pretty close. I still need to run the cables probably through here and then down and through, and use that grommet that's on there and cut a nice hole that'll fit the grommet, and that'll let the cables pass into the engine bay. I'll need to cut this guy right here out real quick. But back to the idle air control. So my prints finished. That's them right here. So right here are my prints. They go from, it's like 15/16 or like 24 millimeter down to 3/8, which is what this is right here. So what's gonna happen is this hose right here, I'm gonna pass it down behind here and then put it on. I'll have it onto there, and I'll come back behind here and come down right here. That's where this adapter will sit, and all you need to do is get a small piece of hose to fit right through here. And I actually just ran through all the part stores around here and could not find a hose. It actually measures out to like 15/16, and no one even had 3/8. The closest I found was an inch. No, a little over an inch, and it ran big. All right guys, so that might go ahead and do it for this video. It's getting late, I'm running out of time. I went ahead and cut the shifter boot ring off so that plate would sit flat. But that's probably all I'll get done right now. It's been a super busy week. I'm just trying to get something out Monday. Trying to get a video out every Monday. Keep myself on a schedule. You know, don't know how this video is going to turn out, but I did what I could. I got some stuff done. It's getting closer. Still waiting on that clutch, like I said in the beginning. When that gets here, I really want to start this thing. I guess I could go ahead and get the Haltech back in the car and do a full sensor check. So I might go ahead and do that. But I hope I have more stuff for you guys in the next video. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you hanging out and watching. See you next time.